city of glass. I was walking down a street I didn't recognize. Everything was made of glass. The buildings, the sidewalks, even the trees. The sky above was a swirling vortex of deep purple and black, and the only light came from the buildings themselves, which emitted a cold, internal glow. My own reflection was everywhere, 1,000 distorted versions of myself staring back from every surface. The city was silent, eerily so. There were no other people, no cars, no birds, just me and my countless, fractured reflections. As I walked, I began to notice something disturbing. The reflections weren't quite right. They were mirroring my movements, but with a subtle delay, like an echo. And in the space between my action and their reflection, I could see them change. My reflection would smile, but my face would remain blank. My reflection would cry, while my eyes were dry. They were living, breathing versions of me, trapped behind the glass, and they were trying to tell me something. Their expressions were full of a desperate, silent horror. I ran faster, a frantic race through the city of glass. My reflections followed suit, their movements becoming more erratic, more panicked. They were no longer just mirroring me. They were reaching out from their glass prisons, their hands pressing against the transparent walls, their mouths open in silent screams. I finally found a building with an open door. It wasn't a door at all, but a shimmering curtain of liquid glass. I plunged through it, desperate to escape the reflections. I found myself in a vast, empty hall. The walls, ceiling, and floor were a single, seamless sheet of black glass. And in the center of the room, standing perfectly still, was another version of me. This one was different. It wasn't a reflection. It was me, but my eyes were empty, hollowed out sockets, and my skin was a pale, translucent white. It held a small, glass hammer in its hand. I watched in horror as the other me raised the hammer and brought it down on the floor. The sound was deafening, a sharp, shattering crack that echoed endlessly in the silent hall. A fissure appeared on the glass floor, spiderwebbing outwards. Then the other me looked up, directly at me, its hollow eyes somehow filled with a terrible, knowing light. It brought the hammer down again, and another crack appeared. I could feel the floor beneath my feet trembling. I began to run, but there was nowhere to go. The other me continued to strike the floor, each blow sending a shock wave through the hall. The cracks were spreading, growing larger and larger, until the entire floor was a network of shattered glass. Finally, with one last powerful swing, the other me broke through the floor entirely. A gaping hole opened beneath my feet, and I felt myself falling. But I wasn't falling into darkness. I was falling into an endless abyss of my own reflections, a bottomless pit of 1,000 shattered faces, all of them screaming silently, all of them reaching out for me. And as I fell, I heard a voice, my own voice, but cold and distant, whispering from the darkness below. You broke us. Now you are one of us. I never hit the bottom. I just kept falling, trapped in an eternal descent into a prison of my own making.